News when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Denise Pellegrini. President Trump apparently isn't too concerned that car prices could rise significantly if he goes ahead with his tariff threats. Bloomberg's Dan Schwartzman has more.
In an interview with NBC, the president said that he, quote, couldn't care less if car prices were raised by automakers in response to his planned 25% tariff on auto imports. Trump stated that if automakers decide to raise prices, people would just start buying American-made cars. The president said he did not warn foreign car maker CEOs not to raise prices as a response to the tariffs. Imported cars and light trucks accounted for around half of the roughly 16 million vehicles sold in the U.S. last year. J.P. Morgan Chase analysts estimate that car prices will jump 11% on average if Trump implements the tariffs. I'm Dan Schwartzman, Bloomberg Radio.
Thank you, Dan. Separately, in his comments to NBC, President Trump reiterating he seeks to annex Greenland, and he says there is a good possibility the U.S. could do so without military force. And the president also said he doesn't plan to fire anyone over that security leak of planned military strikes in Yemen on the Signal chat app. New York Times is reporting President Trump spent much of this past week thinking about whether he should fire his national security advisor, Mike Waltz. U.S. upgrading military operations in Japan, according to Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, who says the U.S. is upgrading operations in Japan to a war-fighting headquarters.
Our job is to maintain peace by being strong, and I think with President Trump in the lead and with alongside our allies and partners, that's something we can do.
Hegseth there after a meeting with Japan's Defense Minister Gen Nakatani. Hegseth says the U.S. is focusing on aggressive and coercion actions by Communist China. The U.S. will add more personnel to a new joint command in Japan that would direct any initial U.S. military response to a crisis in the region and will work closely with the newly created Japanese military command, according to Hegseth. Sensitive topic in Japan is how much that country will or won't increase its defense spending as part of all this. In China, the central bank says it has punished 2 internet users who spread false information about interest rate cuts, and China's government vowing to step up efforts to crack down on such offenses. Also, new capital-raising efforts from major Chinese banks. 4 of China's largest state banks plan a total of up to $72 billion in private placements to boost core Tier 1 capital. That's after Beijing pushed for stronger buffers for lenders to better support the economy there. Investors also keeping an eye on the U.S. job market. Stocks slid Friday on worries about waning consumer confidence and on worries about the trade war. March jobs report comes out Friday. U.S. employers likely tempered hiring in March. Also, Federal Reserve Chair Jay Powell will discuss the economic outlook shortly after the jobs data. Other Fed governors also due to speak this coming week. We'll have live special coverage, of course, of the March jobs report and tracking Fed Chair Jay Powell's comments very closely for you as well on Bloomberg Radio and television, and also have in-depth analysis on Bloomberg News Now. And former St. Louis Fed President Jim Bullard tells us that new tariffs could hurt the U.S. economy.
We know that the last tariff war in 2018 2019 did cause a slowdown in the economy, and that the Fed did react to that by lowering the policy rate. So we'll see if that history repeats itself.
And Bullard, who is also dean of the Purdue Business School, with us there on Bloomberg Television. Billionaire Elon Musk says his xAI artificial intelligence startup has acquired the X platform at a valuation of $33 billion. Surprise twist for the social network, formerly known as Twitter. The X value, $45 billion when including $12 billion of debt in the all-stock transaction, according to Musk. The combo values xAI at $80 billion. And Max Chafkin, Bloomberg Business Week columnist, says the two companies already operate pretty closely.
X, which is the name for Twitter that Elon Musk gave it, has this chatbot inside of it, Grok. That Grok was created by xAI. xAI is training off of data from X.
And Chafkin is also co-host of the Elon Inc. podcast. And that's news when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Denise Pellegrini, and this is Bloomberg.